Assalamu alaikum friends. Friends, today I've got a very good news for y'all, especially people who have been staying in Istanbul or Turkey for quite a few time, like 4-5 years. So the news is I had a meeting with one of my lawyer friend from Ankara last year regarding some work to do with citizenship. So I have been hearing that there have been changes in laws when it comes to work permit and residency, but I preferred to speak to someone professional who's doing this work and then to go ahead and make a video on this. So what we've been hearing is the laws for work permit has been changed. So earlier, someone who could not get a work permit can get work permits much more easily. But what's the exact law? Let's go ahead and discuss this topic in detail, that who will be eligible to get work permit and what's the requirement. So friends, earlier the law was if you are new in Turkey, you could register a business and you could start up a business after registering, but you could not work in the firm that you're operating actively. So you could be the owner of the business, but you will need to keep 5 Turkish people. Okay, you could start with 1, 2 or 3, but if you want to actively work in that business, or if you want a work permit for yourself, the law was that you need to keep 5 Turkish people and then you can apply a work permit for you. This was mandatory and it is still the law for people who are new in Turkey. So if you've come to Turkey now, you cannot get work permit directly by registering a company. You need to keep at least 5 Turkish employees, then you can be the 6th person working actively in that company. Or else what you could do is, you've registered your business, you'll appoint people to work in this company, but you cannot actively be a part of this business. So you can be the person owning it, but you'll have people managing it on your behalf. But Alhamdulillah, the good news is that people who have stayed in Turkey for 4 years, okay, so if you have stayed in Turkey on a residence permit, for people who have stayed in Turkey for 4 years, they've got a very good chance that now they can register business and they can get work permit on their business as well. So even if you have 1 employee but you have stayed here for 4 years, and even if you don't have an employee, you can apply for work permit. The chances of it getting approved is very high. So if you're just new in Turkey, you don't have this opportunity. Yes, of course, if there is a company who have a lot of employees, or maybe 5 or 6, 7 employees, they can apply for work permit for you and you can get it. So if you're getting a job opportunity from someone from a company who has got a lot of employees, okay, they can apply for work permit for you and you can get work permit. But if you are new in Turkey and if you are registering a business, it is not easy for you to get a work permit immediately. Earlier, even people who had stayed in Turkey for 4-5 years, it was difficult for them to get work permit. But now they have eased out a bit because there is a lot of requirement. There's a lot of foreigners who wanted to work, so they have made this process easy. And even what we have seen is in last few years, Turkey needs a lot of people, because there's a lot of boom in tourism, there is a lot of boom in many sectors, and they need a lot of, workforce. So they have relaxed the laws of work permit. So getting jobs was difficult as a foreigner 2 to 3 years back, but now it has become much more easy. This is what we have seen. So I think especially for foreigners who speak English, it's a very good time. I see that people who've invested time in Turkey, so they are getting the benefit out of it. So now one would ask me, what's the advantage if I register in a business and I get a work permit? So the advantages are, you'll have a cost of managing a company, but if you are on work permit for 4 years and you file your taxes and everything, there's a very good chance. I know a lot of friends who've been on work permit for 4 to 5 years and they've got citizenship by being on work permit. So the advantage is, if you do a business for 4-5 years, file taxes and apply for citizenship after the 5th year, it becomes your chances become much more higher that you can get citizenship, inshallah. So this is one of the advantage that you'll have. And apart from that, earlier, even if you want to do some business, and you know the skills and everything, you had to rely on someone, okay, because as per the law you can open up a business but you could not actively work. But now alhamdulillah, people who've invested time, stayed here for 4 years, 5 years, they can open up a business, they can apply for work permit. If anybody needs any assistance on this topic, you can message us on WhatsApp. And thanks a lot for watching this video. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.